were born for this, as you are Spartans. Fly your flags high, give it your all. No fear, no regret to die. Battle for your crest. Fire burns are pumping from your chest. Second is not best. We are more than just man, for we are the Spartans.
Welcome everybody, TheProSpartanGamer here. We are in lockdown still, and this isn't the lockdown series now. This is something a little bit special that spent the best part of a day working on. This is on PES 2020 now. Don't know quite what we're going to do with this yet, because I've put about 25 of the classic teams that are floating around into the game. Just show you some of them, like France all-time best, Netherlands 2010, Italy's legends, and these sort of classic England, Scandinavian legends, Croatia all-time best, African legends, etc., etc. You get the idea. Some of them have ended up replacing teams that are in the sort of American side of the game, if you like, what South American part of the game. Some of them have ended up going in the Bundesliga and other European sections. Here, Real Madrid legends, Atletico Madrid legends, Bayern Munich legends, Chelsea all-time legends, etc., etc. Classic Ajax, Barcelona icons. So it's all gone a bit disjointed. My initial intention was to try and set up sort of a master league where all the legend teams would be like in the Premiership, and then hand-picked present sort of best sides like PSG, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Inter Milan, Liverpool, Man City, etc., and put them in what would have been the Championship, and then put in my all-time Spartan team, which I've made, in the Championship, and start from there. But in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to run through my all-time Spartans with you. So from 2013 till 2020. Obviously there was a couple lean years in there in 18 and 19. I'll try and tell you each one why I've picked them and from what game they really starred. Obviously some of them starred in more than one game. Some of them are obvious, some of them maybe not so obvious. There's bound to be a few of you shouting at the screen at ones that are missing. Why is that one in there maybe? But we're hopefully going to do something with this side. We've tried not to make it stupidly brilliant, because if you look at some of these all-time sides on here, their stats are just ridiculous. They're like off the scale. So I mean, if you come on here and perhaps, we'll show you in a minute, but 99s and 95s are a regular sort of stat for most of them. So to play against them on Superstar will be a real tough challenge. Anyway, let's crack on and get straight on with the Spartans. So here we are. Some of them have been obviously imported from in the game already, and we've just tweaked their ages and tweaked their stats. Some of them haven't had any age tweaked at all on them, and they're just in as they were. So Arola, obviously in game at Real Madrid. We've just knocked his stats down, I think, by about 4. I think in game he's 84 at 26. So we've just taken a little bit off his stats and made him a little bit younger. Still got fantastic goalkeeping stats, as you can see. He is in from PES 2015. He played about 105 games or something. Goalie was really difficult. Apart from going for the obvious, like Timo Courtois from 2016 Spartans, I didn't want it just to be all about the 2016 Spartans. I wanted to try and make it a thing over all of them. So that's what we've done. So he's in, and Big Norman we've made from scratch. We're not going to be over critical about what they look like. We've just gone for something similar. So he was the Greek youth team goalie in 2013 that came right up through the ranks and ended up being like 97 or something stupid. So again, Nothing drastic on the stats, as you can see. 75 at 18, one to develop, and that's what I intend to do with this. It's just finding the right setting and Master League to be able to develop them. Samuel and TE from a 2016 Spartans. He's basically a bit like Arola. We've taken 26 in real life and he was 86, I think. So we've taken him down a little bit, but we've left him as 24. We don't want all of them to be the same age, because otherwise there's 28 in the squad and we're not going to be able to use them all at the same time. So we've tried to like get different ages in the squad to make it work a bit better. So there's TE. He played quite a few games. I don't know, I think it was over 100. Quite a few of these have been over 100. You know, he was a massive star in 2016 and still is in that lockdown series that we're playing at the moment. Yellowed Mina, obviously at Everton now in real life. I had him on 2015 before he was at Everton. He played 172 games. I had a look at it. So we've taken him right back to 18. I think he's 24 in real life. Only 75. Take them down any lower and they're going to be absolutely useless against these legend sides. That's what we're going to play against. So that's why I've kept them higher than I initially tried, because the legends are just 95s, 96s, and it's going to be very difficult. We'll be playing, you know, really, really tough. So we want some enjoyment in the game. So Gerald Mina, 75. Had to be Sonny Lipton, he had to be in it. He's played getting on for the same sort of number as Gerald Mina, and that was in 2016. Obviously a made up name. Sonny Lipton, his real initials was K Lipton, but we put him in as Sonny Lipton, because that's what we called him. Chip Hazard, nice square head. We've obviously done a little bit of editing on each player, but not spent hours and hours on every one. And you can see they're in the Bundesliga at the moment, the Spartans, which looks a bit weird on their shirt, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, Sonny Lipton, again a lot of red figures, so we've not gone stupidly and made him like all-conquering gods already, but at his age, at 17, there's a chance to develop if we can play with this one. Now it is probably a strange one that a lot of you might not have known, but Van der Musterveld, he was a youth team player, regenerated I believe, that I had for the last couple seasons, I think, in 2013. Scored a couple memorable goals from deep, like 1-2s, and ran through the whole length of the field. And I was thinking, a young centre-back, left-footed as well, can play left-back. Why not Van Musterveld? I think he only played about 30 games in total, but I really enjoyed using him and thought probably one from left field. We could have gone for Koulibaly, who played quite a few games for the Spartans in 2015. There was Denswell as well. Another one that you probably remember from 2013, 2015, 16 was Terence Congola. Yeah, so there's a few floating about we could have gone for, but 2013 Spartans didn't really have any. There was quite a lot of centre backs used. We had Givanis, we had Didi, those sort of likes. There wasn't that many that stood out really, and it was hard to think. So we thought, why not go for that? And then if we do play in the Master League, we can always look at maybe getting a centre back in. I don't know. Left back had to be Gaya, 2016 Spartan. We've not done anything with his figures. We've just left him as is. He's a 24-year-old on the game at the moment, and he's 82 ranked and obviously really good. So we've not done anything with him. Obviously 2016 Spartan played for about, well, he's still in the lockdown series now, but he was incredible, wasn't he? And he's played nearly 150, 160 games for the Spartans, so he didn't really have much of a challenge at left back. Nearest to come to him would have been Hydrea from the 2013 Spartans, who was decent, once of Newcastle fame, I think. But we've gone for a couple here. I'll show you who else is going to play at left back maybe. Obviously Van Mosterveld could stand in, and we've got another one who can play on the left, who has been a Spartan on more than one occasion from 2013 to 2020, so that should be fun. and his 2016 buddy, if you like, the right winger converted to right back, Bruno Perez. So he is 28 in real life, so we've just imported him and we've made him 23 and we've taken his stats back a bit. Not amazing stats, like I said, we've tried to be realistic with this, so we've got a bit of development and we're not going to be stupidly good. But Bruno Perez, fantastic in 2016 from right back, made it his own, scored some really good goals, gained 150 plus games. Love playing with him. But don't know if any of you remember the 2013 right back was BDJ, and we've recreated him. Short little fella, oodles of pace, bit of a bulldog, quite a stocky little fella running out the wing. 19 years old, 166 centimetres. BDJ is back, and he is the sort of, him and Bruno Perez will go head to head on that right side for that right full back. Okay, more up to date player. Again, we've just imported him straight in, not done anything much with Sanchez. He is the only one who's made the grade from the 2017 Spartans, which didn't really run for that long, but he was head and shoulders the best player in that series. I did play it more than what you saw on YouTube, and he was head and shoulders the best player in that. So on that, I thought, Renato Sanchez, you can get in as a midfielder. Let's have one from each year, if nothing else. And there was, you know, I did go a couple seasons on 2017, and he was the main player, so he came in. Obviously, no doubt about it, one of the best Spartans of all time, and that was Stimage from 2013. We've done the rebirth of the Legends series all about Stimage in 2014 as well. Don't know who he was. He's obviously a made-up player of some ilk, but he is back and he can play just about everywhere. His stats are a bit more rounded, but that's as Stimage was. I mean, in the day on 2013, he went up to 109, don't forget. Insane shooting, and that's why he's got 88 kick power. But that's Stimage. He's back in all his glory for the Spartans. Had to get Fofana in there. He was obviously the captain that lifted all the trophies in the 2016 series, so he's basically on the game anyway. I think he's 78 at 26 or something, so we've just tweaked him down a little bit. He's not got amazing stats, but he didn't in 2016 either, but he played nearly 200 games for us. Probably one of the players that's featured in the most Spartans series that we've had is Reza Bazour. He's featured in 2015, 2016, and again in the 2020 series, and he's back. We haven't done a lot with him. We've just taken a couple years off him, and I think he's 78, so taking him down a little bit. Reza Bazour had to be in. Score that worldly goal against Hull from 40 odd yards out. He's made it in. Maximilian Arnold. Obviously his hair's gone really red, but yeah, the German player. Couldn't find him on the games. I think I managed to somehow get rid of Wolfsburg when I was putting in the legend pack, unfortunately. But yeah, great player from 2016. Sweet left foot, had to get in. You know, he played over 100 games and was one of my favourite players to use on 2016. So he's made it. Here's the left back combo who's going to be challenging. He's featured in more than one. He was on 2014, he was on 2013. I think he was also on 2017 for a time. Kostic, really sweet left foot, can crack it. Scored some wonderful goals at the Spartans in 2013, and he was one that Chucky Boy actually said you must have Kostic on this all-time list. Brian also really wanted to make sure that Bazour was on there as well. That was one of his favourite, and Sonny Lipton. So a few people chipping in on this. Nathan Eccleston from 2013, the flying right winger that stats went absolutely through the roof. So much pace and shot power. He's in, had to be in, play anywhere across the front. Him and Simic and someone else who you'll see in a minute absolutely dominated the forward line of the Spartans 2013. So Nathan Eccleston had to make it. We've given him a bit of a duty haircut and he looks quite boss, to be fair. So he's in. Anderson Talisca, we've done nothing with him. I think we've tweaked a couple of years and knocked him down. I think he's 84 or something at 24, so we tweaked him down a bit. Absolutely outstanding in the trophy season on 2016 from the right cutting in. Had to make the grade. One of the sweetest left foot, scored a lot of memorable goals in the 2016 Spartans. So he is in and looking very good in the kit. One from left field, loved using him in 2013. I don't think he played many more than 50 games for the Spartans. Scored 3 or 4 really different goals with his dribbling and close control in the Spartans of 2013, and just thought he'd be a real left field player, one that perhaps people don't remember that much from the Spartans of 2013, but a different name. He was one of these hidden gems that we found, of which there's a few in the list. Obviously your Ecclestons, your Stimmages, you know, your BDJs, your Van Mosterveld, your Sonny Liptons. Didn't want all household names. Would have been easy to do a list of Griezmann, Iscos, Koulibaly and all people like that, you know, but I didn't want it to be all stars. I wanted a few more of the hidden gems. I think Hedenstead is one of those hidden gems that we found in 2013. Had to be in it. A few people on YouTube, and they knew I was doing this, and on Twitter have said gotta have the Shermanator in there, gotta have Sherman Cardenius from 2015. So he's in. Basically not done much with him. He's on the game as well, playing in Colombia, so we've stripped his age back a bit, made him only 22 again, and trimmed his stats a bit. But him and someone else who will be on the list in a minute were the Menace from 2015, and Cardenius also came back on loan, if you remember, for half a season in 2020 as well. So he played quite a few games for the Spartans, did the Shermanator, and I also know he's one of Chucky Boy's favourite Spartans as well. Had to be in it, Taivi Bafoma. Why his face looks so different from the 2016 is that Taivi is actually in game on 220, playing in the Turkish Premier League, so we've just basically changed his hair a little bit and copied him. But yeah, obviously all conquering, over 200 games and approaching 200 goals he was in the Spartan series of 2016, and also scored a lot that you didn't see, but on the Spartans of 2020 he was very instrumental in playing an awful lot of games. Played, you know, half good season he had, and was developing into another really good player. So he's in it, had to be in it. One of the all-time legends, obviously. Brian obviously mentioned Taivi had to be in it, and Taivi is in it. Ragnar Lovebrook, Leo Baptiste Eo from Brazil. Wasn't sure who to pick for the forwards, but when I started looking back on the stats, I realised that Leo Baptiste Eo played over 170, I think it was 117 games for the Spartans in the 2015 series, and scored quite a few goals and quite a few assists. I remember I looked through the goals from that series, and he scored half a dozen really good goals, so I thought, why not another one that maybe people won't remember that much, but Leo Baptiste Eo, he's in. Another one that people might not remember, again 2015 series, and that's Bakali, in game as well, flying winger with bags of pace, just something different I thought to add to the mix. He played over 100 games for the Spartans as well, can play anywhere across that front line, and that's Bakali, really good player for the Spartans. Had to be in, another made up player, another hidden gem. 84 goals in the 2015 Spartans. He was the leading goal scorer in the 2015 series, and that's Magica, the Magic Man. Didn't he score some beautiful goals? He is back, and he is there, 19-year-old Again, not gone stupid on the stats. Lots of cards though. Can do everything. You know, can produce a rabbit out of his ass if need be. Fantastic, skillful player. All the tricks of the trade. Scored some magical goals, if you remember, in 2015. And that was him. The double whack was him and Sherman Cardenius, if you remember. In behind the lone striker that no doubt, or two of the lone strikers that may well appear on the list. Here's the other one that Chucky Boy said had to be on it, and that was Big Willie Santana, the Brazilian that we also did do a rebirth of a Legend series about for a while. I think on one of the Pez's, I think it was probably on 2016 or 17, might have been on one of those. But he's here, Willie Santana at 16. He's been to the same hairdresser as Eccleston and Tivy and had some lines put in. But Willie is here and he's back. It was him, Steemich and Eccleston in the Dream Spartans of 2013. Not a lot of people are going to know too much about this guy, but he is the 2020 Spartans. He scored nearly over 100 goals in that series. I continued a lot of it off YouTube. So he gets in a present day player, if you like, and that's Bodu. Really good player. I've done nothing with his stats. That is his stats straight off the bat. He's had a new face put in on the game as well recently. You would have seen a bit of him in the 2020 series, and he did look the best player by far in those early games, and he did turn out to be a really, really good player. Okay, so now, had to be in it, Jerry Mbaku, JM69. He had 69 on his back of his shirt. Not sure he's Nigerian, that might be a bit of a mistake there. I don't think he was. I think he was from Capri or somewhere. Anyway, he was from the 2015 series, just behind Majika in the amount of goals scored. I think he managed 60. Some real memorable goals for Jerry Mbaku. The JM69 Bendaroo, everybody probably remembers. So he had to be in. Again, not stupid stats, 21 years of age, 76. Along with the man from 2017, oh, Frankie Newell! That screeching voice when he scored a last minute winner in a big game in 2013. And Frankie Newell, the oldest man of the squad, don't know how much game time he'll get, but he's there to support the youngsters. And he was a legendary figure from 2013. Not that he played and scored that many goals, but he's just one that was always associated with the Spartans of 2013. And last but nowhere near not least, from 2015, he scored 70 goals just behind Majika, and that was Alexander Mitrovic. Scored some absolute belters from the 2015 Spartans. Obviously at Fulham in real life, so we've just base copied and knocked him down and reduced his stats and sorted him out a bit. But there's Mitrovic. So what a forward line we've got. We've got options as well. We've got two big men there. We've got Quick in Badu and JM69, and we've obviously got Tivy who can come from the right. Other players that quite easy could have got on this list. Obviously Romelu Lukaku has been a Spartan in 3 or 4 years and has scored sackful of goals, but it just would have been an easy choice and not really one from left field for me. Brian Pereira was another really good Spartan that was very close to putting in. Destro and Delafeu, both from 2013, were big players for us, and Griezmann has been a Spartan in numerous times. He's played in the Spartans 2013, 2016 Spartans. I think he was even in the 2015 Spartans for a time. Just thought it was an easy one to put in, Griezmann, and now he's sort of a world star. He wasn't in 2013 when we found him, obviously, but I didn't want to put him in. Others that are unlucky to miss out is M. Vila, 2013 centre mid. Penna, 2015, really enjoyed using him as well. Gone through, I think, already all the defenders that just missed out. Yeah, so it's what to do with it now, guys and girls. Could set up a league with just this team in and the classics and run through some matches like that. Could do a cup competition, or I could try and do a master league. and see how these develop. Any ideas would be great. I don't know how it's going to work, because it's going to be very hard to build a squad when you've already got this squad here. It's going to be very hard for me to sell any of them. Let me know what you want to do, but I just thought what a fun thing to do on a day of lockdown is edit the all-time Spartan team in, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy watching this and having a look through and remembering some of the memories of the Spartans gone by. Take care, dudes. See you soon. Pro Spartan out.
Just wanna tell you